All right, what up, everybody? We are live. We were just breaking down the Thursday night pregame on our pre-show, figuring out what the first name of the tight end on the Chargers is. Apparently, it is Stone. I thought it was last name Stone. You learn something new every day. It's week 16. Hopefully, in your semifinals, we're all wearing black. Most of us got knocked out. Brian's the last man alive in the SportsEthos Fantasy League, even though he's got the worst team. That's fantasy football. All right, how's everyone doing? What up, Jason?
Not much, man. Doing great, though.
Okay, Brian, how's it going? Last man standing.
It's just all the coaching. Has nothing to do with the players. It's all coaching.
What do you think percentage of teams that, like last year, it was like 40% of teams that drafted CMC1 or something. What do you think it'll be this year?
I mean, I'll win, so it'll at least be a little. But I'm probably the only one.
But like, you think it's gonna sub a percent? Think it's gonna be like it's like
3%.
3?
Yeah, I'm going 3%.
Oh, that seems way too high.
It's gonna be low. I mean, like that's. I mean, I have no clue how we're there in mine because it's 16 league. Like, my next two picks were Jalen Hurts and Devonta Smith, and then followed it up by James Conner and Terry McLaurin. So it's like
that's why Conner McLaurin have been great.
Conner
was fantastic for me in the one playoff I'm still standing in last week. He doubled Saquon Barkley's score, who I was going against. So
let's play a quick game. So what do you think? Who's going to have the highest percentage? Like, what player is going to be on the highest percentage of winning teams? I think James Conner's a good one.
Conner will be up there. I'm actually going to go Jamar Chase here.
Okay.
He's been a cheat code this year.
I mean, I think I noticed in all three of my leagues, people who are remaining, 3 quarterbacks are the same: Burrow, Allen, and Hurts.
Okay. Well, but that's kind of that's Captain Obvious. But yeah, Josh Allen, sure. Who could have lost the last couple of weeks with Josh Allen?
Yeah, I mean, I think it might be out. Josh Allen is the person who's most on the teams. I think another kind of low-key one.
Yeah, I'm on low-key.
I just had this off the top of my head. Oh, JSN, I feel like he's been killing it with teams, and you got him so late. And if you put together, you just need to put together a solid rest of your team. And he's been a wide receiver 1 the past few weeks, maybe even for the year in total. So I think that's a pretty solid one to look at.
Yeah, JSN.
I like to look at the people who kind of came from nowhere, so almost gave you first round value in
exactly.
The 7th round.
That's the point of the game. Tyler Spears says, A-Chain, your guy. Well, but he can't rush it all though. So it's just PPR leagues that he's got value, but
yeah, I mean it works. I mean, I think
but he was a third round pick, and he's probably giving you about that.
Yeah, I wouldn't say he's overdone his draft cost. I feel like he's kind of lived up to it, which honestly I was surprised at. I feel like he came into the league as such a boom bust, and he's been kind of consistent, which has been surprising. Or came into this year being so boom bust, but he's been pretty consistent around 15 to 20.
Yeah, especially with 2 out kind of half the year. All right, Brian, Jason, this one's loaded. What team do you think the people that you took the most players on, which NFL team, are doing the worst?
Probably the Niners.
No way.
Again, I love them, but I'm not gonna sit here and sugarcoat it. I mean, Ayuk was drafted really high. Nightmare.
Oh yeah, I forgot about Ayuk.
McCaffrey played 2 games. Kittle's had a great year. I mean, don't even get me started on Debo. He's had a year.
Is he done?
He's had a year you don't want to put on tape in a contract year. Hawk has struggled too because of it. His pass catchers haven't helped him. He's struggled making accurate throws as well. I know some people who played him last week, and I'm pretty sure I said don't start him. And I've got to say I was right. He had 3.5 fantasy points.
Oh, he had that one drop over the middle. That was a touchdown.
That was, oh my God, that was the most offsetting, the most set me off moment as a Niner fan this season.
I think you messaged the chat with that. Yeah.
I mean, not enough opportunities, right?
Matt Carmody says Hubbard. That's a good one. Hey, Jabba Hubbard, right? You probably got him 9th, 10th round. I mean, he's kind of been crap lately, but he had 8 weeks where he was over 80 yards. That's a good one, Hubbard. Yeah. Let's a couple more before we get into some injuries, and then we'll talk questions and some pregame. What Philly? I mean, AJ's been let down. Saquon, but that's just like low hanging fruit.
Yeah.
I mean, he hasn't been doing too well in like playoffs past 2 weeks. He definitely got people to the playoffs. It's just if somebody else is kind of taking you over.
That's true. That's true. Let's see.
I mean, Brock Bowers is a pretty good one if you took the plunge there.
Yeah, but he's been crap the last 2 weeks, right? But you kind of got to finish strong.
Quarterbacking Desmond Ridder, but the good news is Aiden O'Connell should be back this week.
Okay.
Well, it's not good news for me because I'm going against them, but that definitely helps all Brock Bowers.
I'm Tampa. I guess if you were starting Baker, you took a Baker flyer in the 12th round.
Yeah.
I've got a guy in the league like you, Brian. All he does is he gets bucks every year. So like he got Brady cheap. He'd get the Brady Godwin, Evans. Then last year he's doing the same Baker Evans, and it's just like he's always in the finals because Tampa seems to always play well at the end of the year.
Yeah, I mean Mike Evans trying to get his 11th straight 1,000-yard season. So
that's just an animal. First ballot Hall of Famer.
Yeah.
They were saying that. So Tyler says Broncos have scored 20 points in 4 straight games. Wow. That's crazy. That might even be a record. I mean, would that make you start Denver right now, Brian? Like, who's your defense?
I mean, my defense is I have Falcons in a lot of leagues and Bengals.
Gross.
Both terrible defenses, but great matchups.
So would you play Denver tonight? Oh, okay. Would you play Denver tonight with the stat?
I mean, if I had them, they're just not on the wire anywhere.
They're not on the wire. Yeah, Denver defense. Okay.
Yeah,
Tyler, part of the show. Jerry Jeudy too. Judy's a great one, right?
Yeah, it's definitely a good point. He's having a career year, and I guess his Madden rating saved him.
Yeah, that's so stupid.
Oh God, that's wild, isn't it?
But would you even start Jeudy this week? Like Dorian Finney-Thompson or whatever his name is had like 18 yards. He can't throw.
I don't trust Dorian Thompson-Robinson.
Yeah, you're thinking Finney Smith.
The Nets player. Yeah. Finney Smith. They're both bad. Okay, let's get back to injuries. So, Jason, you're saying it's our running back.
It's running back help.
Running back help. Okay.
It was a bad week, folks. We'll start with a couple of the obvious ones. Nick Chubb broke his foot. IR again. Which really sucks. It's just tough to see him go again. So now Jerome Ford takes over as the number 1 back. David Montgomery had suffered a torn MCL. He had surgery on Monday. While he's not on season-ending IR, his fantasy regular season is definitely over. So now Jahmyr Gibbs takes over as the number 1 back. Now what's going to be interesting is, does Gibbs take the entire volume, or do the Lions phase in Craig Reynolds a little bit there and see what happens?
Okay, so for fantasy, rank the replacements for me, right? We got Kendry Miller, who wasn't good at the beginning of the year, but looked okay.
We haven't gotten Alvin Kamara yet.
Oh, okay, sorry.
Alvin Kamara. Alvin Kamara, groin injury. It was already kind of going to be tough for him to play this week, even with the extra day on Monday night. Now they're saying he may be done for the actual season. And so next in line for the Saints are Jamal Williams and Kendra Miller. Miller seemed to have the lead back role after Kamara left the game on Sunday. He outsnapped Jamal Williams by 20 snaps.
Okay. So we got Craig Reynolds, we got Kendry Miller, and Jerome Ford, right? Is that the big 3?
Yeah. And then we also have our guy, Sincere McCormick, season-ending ankle injury, won't be back this year. So now it's Alexander Madison and Amir Abdullah.
Yeah, we can rule them out. And then we got Garendo. He's not going to play either, right?
Garendo likely not going to play now. So now we got the Niners back down to bare bones. Should be Patrick Taylor starting with Izzy Abanaconda backing him up.
Oh, Izzy. Oh, my God.
No Keyshawn Vaughn?
Nah, no Keyshawn Vaughn, most likely.
What about Seahawks? I know Walker's banged up. Charbonnet didn't practice.
Yeah,
Kenny McIntosh, I think, is the next guy.
Ooh, he's okay. He's looked good when I watch him.
Yeah, I'm in a league where I had Chubb. I mean, it's our league. I had Chubb as my second running back. I had CMC. So now I'm down between choosing Ty Johnson
Superstar Ty Johnson.
Yeah, Ty Johnson, Craig Reynolds, or Kenny McIntosh.
Oof. I
That's
mean, you
my
probably got to
second
go
one.
Reynolds, right? You know, the Lions they're probably not going to give Gibbs 30 runs. They want to run it 30 times.
Yeah, I had Reynolds a lot higher on my model just because apparently, why can't I think of the matchup? But basically, they've scored majority rushing touchdowns, and Chicago's let up 75% of their touchdowns against them are rushing touchdowns.
Yeah, their fantasy points it's like the crazy skew. Running backs and quarterbacks, right? They're good
Yeah.
against quarterbacks. Running backs they let them up.
So basically, any running back that's going to get snaps in that game is likely to score, especially when they're projected to have 27 points. So
okay, so Jason, it's semifinals. It's do or die, whatever cliche you want to use. How much of a bump would you give these backup running backs like Ford or Taylor? Would you start them over some of the RB1s that have been starting for other teams all season? Like, let's use Ramondre Stevenson as like the Mendoza line.
I'm not starting any of them over Ramondre Stevenson.
Okay.
So the Patriots are going to use him. They just paid him, so they're not going to shut him down anytime soon. And that's kind of just their way of sticking it out. So if I had Ramondre Stevenson, I would play him.
Okay. Of anyone in tonight's game?
No. The Chargers aren't running the ball well at all since Dobbins went out. And now with Jaleel, and also another injury, Jaleel McLaughlin will miss tonight's game with a quad injury. I don't trust Javonte Williams or Roger Guessame. So yeah, this is not a running back friendly matchup tonight at all.
No, it's not. Okay, let's go Kansas City. Pacheco. Would you start Jerome Ford, Patrick Taylor, or Pacheco?
Pacheco.
Okay.
He's gonna hopefully not break through this week because again I'm going against him, so it's a little personal here, but he's got to break through at some point. I mean, they're just he's getting better each week, and pretty soon he's gonna pop. Just hopefully it's next week.
Okay. And then the other big news, Brian, we got Michael Penix Jr. In for Kirk. Kirk has one touchdown in the last 5 games with 6 picks. Has that affected the total for your projections? I assume the Atlanta totals have been down, and now do they get a bump?
I mean, like always, they're playing the Giants, who they suck. So this isn't really the measuring stick game. They're 8.5 point favorites facing the Giants. So like they're still projected, I think, like 24 points, 25 and a quarter. So like it hasn't really affected them much. Michael Penix is honestly looking pretty good in the model just due to Vegas thinks Atlanta's going to score. They think it's going to be an over 8.5 point game. So like he's still projected to do pretty well. Receivers are still projected to do well. I mean, Darnell Mooney gets a little bit of a cut, but that's mostly just because they haven't been using him as much recently.
He had a goose egg. So if you got Mooney, Pitts, Drake London, would you be happier with Penix coming in at this point?
I mean, it seems like Pitts and Penix have something going. I don't know what it is, but he's kind of always been pumped about Penix on the team.
Okay.
If you're desperate for tight ends, maybe, but I feel like I have Kyle Pitts in a league. I was nowhere close to making it farther. Like I feel like if you spend up on Pitts, you're probably not in a good situation. I mean, unless the rest of your team's just loaded, but my guess is Pitts will not be one of those on many championship teams just because he's been a disappointment. But I don't mind this matchup against the Giants. I think I have him in top 12 this week rankings. So for tight ends, obviously not flex, but he's playable for sure. I'm just not the biggest fan of him.
Okay.
Probably personal.
Quick,
but
so, guys, anybody watching, if you're watching on Twitter, jump over to YouTube. You can drop us a question, drop us a like too. Definitely come join our Discord where we're answering questions all the time. We got multi-sports. We got it all. Worst case, you can always drop a question on Twitter. One of us will get to it. What else, Jason? Anything else? What else jumps you out for this week? It's a semifinals. Everything's got a little.
I want to add something on to the Penix point is that the Falcons cannot look any worse offensively than they have on tape in the last 4 weeks.
Yeah, exactly.
They have been nothing short of a nightmare.
Throwing the ball,
even running the ball. They've been Bijan's getting yards, but they ain't finishing. And Younghoe Koo's on IR now too, so now there's a little bit of question in the kicking game of what's going on. So at this point, it can't be any worse. Penix cannot do any worse than what Kirk Cousins was doing. I mean, 1 touchdown and 9 picks in the last 5 weeks is unheard of. I expect those kind of numbers from Desmond Ridder, not the guy I'm giving $100 million.
Okay. We're gonna get to these questions in a minute. We'll just let them build up a bit. Let's just jump. We got tonight's game. What is this, Brian? Are you looking forward to this game from a fantasy perspective? Like, would you start Herbert or Nix?
I mean, maybe. I think Nix has kind of been a solid streamer. I don't love them in this matchup. I'm just checking where I have them ranked.
Yeah, no, Nix has been great all season, but he's on the road. He hasn't been great. He's not really running it anymore. He just had 3 picks. Herbert's got the ankle injury, and both these teams are really good at playing defending the pass.
Yeah, I have Herbert the highest out of them at QB 16. So I'm hoping to not start them. I honestly have Dorian Thompson-Robinson over all of them just because of the rushing floor. I just yeah, I just don't like either one of them. This matchup is lower scoring. It doesn't especially with Herbert hobbled, you're not going to get a rushing floor that you normally would. So like you guys said, maybe it was a pre-show, the under in this just looks really tasty, but we'll see.
Okay, so that's no QBs. We don't like the running backs. Wide receivers, we got Cortland Sutton, Lad McConkey. They've been pretty must start. We're still starting them though, right?
Yeah, I mean, they got you here. They're both at least flex plays, if not more. But if the bottom floor is a flex play, they both definitely are above that floor.
And then Quentin Johnson, Josh Palmer, Marvin Mims. Is it Deuce Vele? What's his name? Von Vele? Denver?
Yeah.
I don't have the first name. I have the first initial.
Von Vele, that's what it is.
Yeah.
Okay.
But no, I'm staying away from pretty much anyone but Sutton on the Broncos. If I'm desperate, I would go Williams. If I was in my situation with all my running backs hurt, Javonte, I think has a high chance of scoring potentially in this game. It's him and Estime. Everyone else is hurt. An Estime is your first and second down bruiser. Javonte is going to get passing down work. In the past, McLaughlin was taking away all the passing down work from Javonte, which is not good for Javonte, but now I think he has a more attractive fantasy game.
Okay. So kind of a gross game tonight, but a good game if you're a football degenerate, right? We got playoff implications.
I'm very much a football degenerate, and it's going to be, it's a battle of 2 great coaches, but from a fantasy standpoint, no. From a fantasy perspective, this game ain't in it.
Okay, well, on Sunday, I always talk about the get everyone in game. What's their game this week, right? We had that Bills-Lions game, and that was you're starting, right? If you started Tyler Johnson, the third running back, he probably won you the week. 100 yards receiving, touchdowns. He did it all. Jason, what do we like? What's the big game this week?
Let's see. Looking at, the matchups here, the get everybody in game this week. Man, there's let's see. Philly's defense has played better. I was going to say Philly Washington, and a few weeks ago that would be the matchup, but it's not the matchup. What game I kind of like is Tampa and Dallas. I feel like there could be quite a bit of offense in that game. So I really like that one for getting everybody in. You got obviously you're starting Baker, Bucky, Mike Evans, maybe even Rashad White if you have him.
He's been really good.
Cooper Rush is competent enough. You're not starting Cooper Rush, but you got Dowdle in, you got CeeDee, Ferguson. I would start. Tampa's defense has been good a lot. You can even consider starting the Bucs defense now. They've had a couple of good weeks in a row. I'm streaming them this weekend.
Okay, isn't that crazy how defenses are will be terrible for a 10-game stretch, then they just kind of have a good run. Even Indy was the worst defense in the league for 8 games, and I don't think last week I guess they gave up some points, but I think a lot of those were defensive.
They only gave up 15 or 16 points, which isn't very much. Yeah, they gave up one of those was a defensive touchdown at least, or just being put in compromising positions from Anthony Richardson.
Atlanta was pretty similar too. They had the Minnesota blow up, but last week they did fine, and the week before Minnesota they were pretty good too.
Yeah. Chargers when Kirk threw 4 picks, right?
Actually, if you guys want to hear a great Falcons defense story, in my big money fantasy league, that last pick that Ritter threw in the end zone decided one of the quarterfinal matchups in our league. The guy who had the Falcons defense was down 1 point, and he got that end zone pick, and that guy ends up winning by a point. And the guy he beat had traded all 8 of his first picks for next year.
Wow.
Like, he was all in. Like, this dude had Hurts, Devontae Smith, Jamar Chase, Kamara. He had traded his first 8 picks for next year and his first 3 picks in 26 to get all in on this team just to lose like that.
Fantasy football.
Play the games.
Yeah. Brian, what about this Bears? We got this Bears-Lions game, right? The Lions D's broken, right? The Bills just did whatever they wanted, and Chicago's terrible, but at home, Caleb's pretty good, right? He should be able to throw in Detroit. Detroit's going to be able to move the ball. I mean, this could be just whatever offense is on the field is rolling.
Yeah, I mean, I think DJ Moore's solid play. DeAndre Swift has kind of gotten back to being a RB2 play. Caleb's fine. I mean, he's a dart throw, especially against this Detroit team. You're basically hoping that Detroit just gets up a bunch and then Caleb just has to throw the whole game and doesn't turn it over.
Which is probably going to happen. Well, minus the turnover.
Yeah, minus the turnovers. And then it's like, the other thing is this Chicago Bears offensive line is just god-awful. Like,
yeah, it's really
I get that the Lions keep hurting people, but like they have a good enough defensive coaching staff that I feel like they can just scheme up some pressure, and then maybe Caleb just struggles a lot. So he's the dart throw if you're desperate, but like I feel like if you're at this point in the playoffs, I'm not counting on someone like Caleb.
No, but yeah. But
for like a DFS throw, I think you could, if you almost wanted to like pair up the Lions and the Bears in this matchup, I think that'd be a solid bet. And then instead of going golf, you take Caleb Williams. That could be good to just hope that this game goes off for 55 plus points and you're good to go.
Would you take a fantasy team just from that game? You could start Goff, Gibbs, Swift, Amon-Ra, Keenan, DJ Moore, and then Sam Laporta. Would you take that team or your fantasy team?
I mean, that team's better than my one in our league, but I mean, yeah, you're just. It's not a bad team.
Although I will say this, Jared Goff does not play well in cold weather.
Good point. That's true. It's in Chicago, right?
It might be the Caleb week because also it's like you said, Caleb plays well at home. So you flip that really quick, and I still actually kind of like it, but also I got Josh Allen right now, and it's kind of hard to not have. Actually, I have both Josh Allen and Caleb Williams, but I'm without hesitation starting Josh Allen.
Yeah. Caleb, just take a seat.
Yeah,
I would remove you from the show if you started Caleb over Josh.
Oh,
I don't even have that power.
That would be a great flex, though. All right, let's do a couple questions here. So we got boom. Okay, defense question: Denver versus Chargers or Bills? I don't understand this. Was it just pick any?
He thinks Denver defense versus the Chargers, or Bills defense at home against the Patriots.
Okay, I mean, Bills have just been lit up 2 weeks in a row. I'm sure the Pats aren't the Rams or the Lions, but I mean, you got to take Denver defense, right?
I mean, I think this sounds weird, but I feel like Denver gives you the higher ceiling. They've kind of showed it with you, like one of the guys said earlier with the 20-point games in a row. They're more playmaking. I don't see the Patriots going crazy. I think the Patriots are very much tanking, maybe hoping for their next, maybe Travis Hunter's their guy. Who knows? But like, I don't see them putting up more than 20 points. So Bills, I think, is safe enough to get you like 7 points just because Patriots aren't going to do much on offense. Denver could be more of a playmaking, but you never know. Herbert could go off. Like, you're definitely going – Chargers are definitely the better offense.
Yeah. Jason, what do you like of your streaming defense in this situation? Like Bills, who are going to be up, and then New England's got to pass the whole game, play catch up, or this Denver Charger game, which is probably going to be low scoring and more kind of plotting.
I mean, for me, I really like the matchup. and like who the coaches are on the other side of the field. So I know Denver's going up against Jim Harbaugh, who's a great coach. I know Rod Mayo is having a terrible year as a coach. The only thing that scares me about the Bills is they're going to be catching up the whole game, and garbage time points could be a thing that could hurt you. But even still, I feel like the Bills are going to make up for it a little bit. They'll probably have a couple big plays in there, like a couple big sacks, maybe a sack fumble and a defensive touchdown or something like that. So they could already kind of make your matchup, even if the Patriots do score a couple, late garbage touchdowns when they're down a bunch. So, I do like the Bills here.
Okay, I don't, but I just think Pat's D's so bad. Bills are going to put up 40 again, and when you're up 40, you're not really trying. Drake May, right? He's going to run, he's going to throw. They got kind of some sneaky weapons. I don't know. I've liked the Pats all season, so I'm not biased. All right, Wayne T, more defense. Broncos or Colts? Jason, stick with you. Colts?
Okay, so
do you believe we're saying this? Colts defense.
Yeah, I know. Colts defense has been hot, but I actually still like Denver here. Tennessee's going back to Mason Rudolph. Usually a QB change, especially one like that, usually means that the Titans can at least do something offensively. They put up, 14 to 21, or they put up 21 points against the Bengals last week. Granted, Bengals defense is not very good, but I still think Mason Rudolph is better at taking care of the ball, and I still think Denver is stingy enough defensively where this is going to be a low scoring enough game where I really like the Denver here.
Okay, Brian, what are you looking for? Because we got Denver, right? But he said Tyler said they 20 points 4 straight. But Herbert's got one pick on the year. He just set the record for longest passes between a pick. So you're probably not getting the interceptions, right? He doesn't get sacked a lot. So what are you banking on here?
Yeah, that does kind of scare me with playing Chargers. They might not put up a lot of points, but like you get points by turnovers, sacks, and yards against and points against. But a lot of the big scoring fantasy defenses are because they get a bunch of turnovers, sacks, and potential touchdowns. So I do like the Colts a bit more in this one just because I think, Mason Rudolph is safer than Will Levis, but like I can name you 35 quarterbacks safer than Will Levis. Like, that's not saying much. And Mason Rudolph has been terrible for the Steelers at points. Like, I do think they can get to him more, and I do think there's a higher chance of turnovers that the Colts can get versus turnovers that the Broncos will force.
Yeah, I always kind of like backup QB to like a bad one. He could get hurt again, and then maybe Levis got to come back in, and it's turnover city again. I mean, the variance, right, for the Colts T, I think, is higher. Whereas, Broncos, they're not going to give you 20, but, they could allow 13, a couple sacks. I don't know. Jeremy Dagnall, which QB for the upside? All right, I'm facing Joe Burrow in a 4-touchdown league. Okay, Jordan Love, Kyler, Bo Nix, Stafford, Anthony Richardson. Jason, what are we doing? God, I hate Kyler.
Yeah, Kyler's struggling right now, but he's got a very favorable matchup. If you really want to go all on the upside, I feel like Stafford against the Jets will be a good one. Jets defense really isn't that good. They give up points to everybody now. So I should really kind of like Stafford here. If you're looking to match touchdown passes, I think Stafford has a bounce back week, and I like him.
Okay, Brian, can we rule anyone out? Like just we can rule out Knicks.
Yeah, I'm ruling out Knicks. Stafford hasn't, to me, been very good for fantasy. He is as good as Puka and Cup are, and recently only Puka's really been good.
Yeah, that's true.
I really like Kyler in this. Carolina looked pretty good against the Eagles and Chiefs, but then Dallas came in and kind of destroyed them. So I just think that's the best matchup. And Kyler still has a bit of a rushing floor and ceiling to go off against the Carolina team.
Yeah, no, I like that. Just Kyler on the road in a game where he should play well is like the worst spot to back him, right? So what about like Jordan Love, right? We got Love playing he's playing the Giants?
No, they already got the Saints at home.
Saints, right? Saints at home. I mean, Saints are broken. So Packers are going to win by 25, right? We can probably all agree on that.
But, sorry. My mistake here. I didn't realize. I thought he said he loved Kyle. I love Kyler. I meant like he loved Kyler's matchup. I was like, yeah, definitely. I mean, that's a good matchup. Yeah, I'm actually going Love here, man.
But so my point was, are you worried that Jacobs rushes for 3 touchdowns and Love's just in neutral for the second half?
A little bit.
I mean, I think if you really want ceiling, like the highest ceiling you're going to get is Anthony Richardson. But he also has one of the lowest floors.
Yeah.
He's kind of proven that all year. He can go off and get you 70 yards and 2 rushing touchdowns and throw for 150 and 2. Like, he'll probably also have 2 fumbles and a pick with that. But, like, that's still a lot of fantasy points. I still think the best mix of ceiling and floor is Kyler in this. I totally get the Love situation. That's a great matchup. I just think that could be such a blowout with the way the Saints, all the injuries are kind of piling up. That could just be, let's just get to the next week without an injury type game.
Yeah,
So that's where Kyler comes.
So Kyler, but mostly the matchup because it's Carolina and everybody lights up Carolina.
Yeah.
Carolina's played better as of late, but that's still, very favorable and tasty matchup for sure.
Okay, yeah, that's it's kind of a tough one. 4-point TD, does that affect anything for you? Like, if you had Joe Burrow, we're still playing Burrow, right?
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
Every league I'm in is a 4-point passing touchdown league, and he lights it up. Like, every week.
Okay. Leo, DL, 1964. Standard, old school, like it. Need 2 of 4. 2 of 4. All right, Jerome Ford, Terry McLaurin, Breece Hall, Jennings. Start with there, Jason. I mean, we're obviously starting McLaurin, right?
Yeah, I'm going here. I'm going Scary Terry, and I'm going Breece.
Breece, okay.
I mean, I ran into this conundrum last week. Once I found out he was playing, I felt like I had to. It's like you told me in the message, like you don't really have a choice. You kind of have to play him, and I did. And he didn't have the greatest day, but he made it up with it. He salvaged it with a touchdown, and it was all good.
Okay. So, and then Brian, obviously your boy Juwan Jennings, who you start every week, and I don't think he's had a good game since you've been backing him.
Yeah, that normally happens. I still, especially with it being standard, I like the running back more. And then I do have McLaurin higher than Jennings this week, so I would go Jennings. I would go McLaurin.
So Ford, the Cincy defense, we don't want to stat like that's not factoring in at all.
I like Ford, and I think he's a solid flex. I wish I had him in our league, but I don't.
Yeah.
I don't know if he's going to get touchdown vultured by the quarterback. Like,
good point.
He scares me. I don't think there's going to be as many dump offs. I think with rushing quarterbacks, you have less dump offs to the running back just because they can find 5 yards themselves instead of dumping it off to running back to find 5 yards. So
you're saying you like who? You like what? Breece and
McLaurin, same. We seem to agree on that.
So Philly, because Washington played Philly a few weeks ago. McLaurin, I think, had nothing.
Yeah, but McLaurin just apparently is the king of big plays this year.
Okay, but so we don't really with the Fords. Like Ford's gonna get 15 rushes, right? We know Ford's gonna have 15, 60, couple catches. Like he'll fall. There's no way he's not getting 10. Knock on wood, right? So
in a standard, there's 10 is pretty. You're loving 10 if you're in a standard league.
Yeah, true. You're right.
So, but I agree, he's got a higher floor. I think running backs in general will have a higher floor, but you're trying to win the playoffs. You're not trying to have 100 points and lose to 110.
Okay, I think McLaurin in any other week, yeah, but it's just Philly showing that they can shut him down. That secondary is the best secondary in the league right now. So I'd worry. I'd probably go double running back, but okay. Let's then Brian, stay with you. So QB, Nix, Richardson. Oh, Nix or Richardson. Oh, and yeah. All right, Bo Nix or Anthony Richardson.
I'm going Richardson, and then I'm probably going Arizona defense.
Oh, really? Oh, Arizona defense. Okay, I guess they are kind of sneaky. Jason?
I'm going to go here. I'm going to go Anthony Richardson as well. I feel like with both of these guys here in the playoffs, you got to take the chance. Got to take the chance with Richardson to go for the higher ceiling here. Just shoot for it.
Yeah, I agree.
In terms of defense, Bryce Young is just so maddeningly inconsistent right now. He does well enough against Philly. He takes a step back against the Cowboys. Can't really figure him out right now. So I'm going to take the better floor with Denver right now. I feel like Denver's got a better floor this week just because they've been at least consistent enough. They may not They may not, have the sexy big plays that they've been getting, but I feel like they'll do solid enough, and the Chargers won't score many touchdowns. So I'm actually going to go Denver here.
Okay, cool. Okay, so we got Wesley Johnson, Jerome Ford, Rico Dowdle. This is tough, Bri. Dowdle's got, 3 straight over 100. Ford's now the RB1, but he's got the great matchup. But Dallas also has got a nice matchup. Do you have a lean here? Are you going to try and play both?
I'm going Dowdle. I think he's been solid. He's proven it. Ford, you're hoping that he proves it with Chubb out. I just think Dowdle's safer, and he's also proven he can have a high ceiling with how he's been playing recently.
Okay, so Dowdle, what's the Dowdle game? Like Dowdle or what about Charbonnet? Devin Chain. Like how high do we have Dowdle? Chuba Hubbard.
Dowdle, I have him at 14 this week.
14. Okay, that's pretty high.
So I have him above a lot of big names that you probably wouldn't expect.
He's been great. I mean, he's running they're running the ball. He's getting 5 a carry. He's not really scoring. He's not involved in the passing game, but I mean, Jesus.
Yeah, I have him right above Breece Hall, Swift, and Cook.
Yeah. Okay. Well, fantasy football. Okay. All right. Jason Albert Morrow Quinn. Pick 2. Okay. Devontae Addison, Juwan Jennings. Is this easy?
Yeah, this is easy. It's Devontae and it's Addison.
Are we sure we're not just a bitter Niners fan?
Especially with Juwan Jennings struggles with Brian because it's coaching. No, it's Devontae and it's Addison. They're two dudes. You go with them.
Bri, I mean, Miami secondary is pretty good. That could be a sneaky high-scoring game. I mean, I think you got to play Addison. So Devontae Jennings, is there an argument?
I mean, I have Devonta a good amount higher than both of them, and then I have Juwan Jennings right over Addison. But I don't fault. I think Addison has a higher ceiling, so I don't fault you for going there. It's a pick between Addison and Jennings, and I just think Addison's ceiling, he's kind of proven it a bit more. And I just trust that offense way more at this point in the season.
Yeah, both kind of bad matchups, right? Bears secondary and Miami secondary have been pretty good all season.
Bears have one good player in their secondary, and he's probably on Jefferson, in my opinion. So
Jalen, is it Jalen Johnson?
I think so, yeah.
Wait, we're talking Vikings? The Vikings are playing the Seahawks this weekend.
No, the Bears.
Yeah, that was Monday night.
Oh, wait.
Yeah, Vikings are here in Pacific Northwest this weekend.
Right.
So, Jefferson will probably get
Devin Witherspoon then.
Yeah, but he'll be covering JJ.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, Tariq Woolen at this point, he was, kind of the talk of the town when he first came out as a rookie. He's out to lunch half the time now. Addison could pop him for a couple.
Yeah, Addison's been great. What are they top 3 wide receiver stack? Right, we got Chase Higgins, and then Cup.
Seahawks too. Seahawks are top wide receiver stack as well.
DK sucks now. All right, starting the Broncos. He just says so. He's starting the Broncos. Herbert looks hobbled in the short week. Surtain in the back. I mean, I don't think Herbert's going to be that hobbled, right? He's probably not running much, but he's tough.
Yeah, he's tough as hell, but I don't hate it.
No, I like Surtain. Yeah, I don't hate it, but I mean, we thought Patrick Surtain was going to shut down Judy a few weeks ago, and then Judy had the greatest game on ever.
Yeah,
right. He said Denver defense or Bills. I think we got that. Thoughts on McMillan? I assume Jalen McMillan?
Been red hot, and honestly, could be another good week for him. There's going to be a lot of attention surrounding Mike Evans, but it's a lot of guys in the Cowboys secondary who aren't very good with Trayvon Diggs done. So McMillan could, get a lot of opportunities as well. That also was a game where the Bucs could put up quite a few points.
Brian, where you got Dan McMillan? I think he scored in back-to-back, 3 touchdowns in 2 games.
I have him pretty low. Okay. I just let's see. I have him wide receiver 60.
60. All right. Who's he around?
Wandell, McLeod, Shepard, Tim Patrick.
Wow,
Baylor.
Really? Okay.
I just it's like who is the Westbrook Akine? That's what you're doing. You're just chasing. If you want to take that bet, by all means, you're chasing a touchdown. If not, you're going to be bummed.
I feel like he had scored in 6 straight or 6 to 7, but nobody got on until that 6. And then he hasn't scored since.
Exactly. That's what I think you're doing here.
Okay. But it's also, right, we always talk about rookie wide receivers peak late. This just could be the classic, right?
I think he's a great DFS play. Like, I think given Tampa Bay's matchup, and he's probably going to be a little cheaper, I think he's a great DFS play to pair with a Baker stack, or even just to pair against who's Tampa. They're playing Dallas, right?
Yeah.
Like, that's to me it's a better DFS play than it is a season log fantasy play.
Okay. We got to speed up here. This is what I do every time. We go heavy on the early questions. Like we spend 5 minutes on defenses, and then I let them build. All right, it's Clutch Game 09, starting JJ, Nico, and FT in the flex. Congrats. I got one flex spot. Is it DK, Worthy, or McMillan? Okay. Jason, I mean, DK is in Debo territory right now, right? You just got to leave him on your bench.
I kind of like Worthy here. They're finding ways to get him the ball, even though and he's just gonna get more stuff open for him with the Chiefs getting Hollywood Brown back now this weekend. So
Okay.
I actually really like. I really kind of like Worthy here.
Brian, let's see what's Worthy been doing lately. Let's see.
16 points last week.
I'm going DK here. I just think it's a better matchup. It's a game against Minnesota, which we did not get right correctly. I just think it could be a high-scoring game. I think he's a better talent than all of them, probably both of them combined, for being honest. Like, I think he's a higher upside than all of them too. Like, especially in a flex spot, I do look for a little bit of upside, especially when I have those three players and already starting. I just think he could win me a week, and I don't see the other two doing that.
But we've seen it. He don't bet against the streak, right? Jaden Reed, right, had those 3 bad games. Everyone said he'd be good. He goose egg. Debo Samuel, right? They're gonna get him involved. He sucked. DK.
They got him involved. This sucked.
4 or 5 bad games. It's like it's semifinals. I know start your studs, but you got the studs. I don't know. I like Worthy or McMillan. I mean,
yeah, I feel like there's some room for it. I feel like with those three that Clutch Game 09 is starting here, I feel like there's some room to take a shot on a guy like Worthy.
Yeah, I like that. I mean, Hollywood's not going to have a high snap share. Brian says no. Okay. Well, sorry we couldn't be more.
Let's name the people ahead of Worthy in the pecking order from passing. You have Travis Kelce. You have DeAndre Hopkins.
Yeah.
You can say Hollywood is less than.
He probably will be, but yeah.
Noah Gray is higher, in my opinion. Checo's going to get the ball probably before him, and then maybe even Kareem Hunt.
Well,
you have guaranteed probably 4 or 5 people ahead of him.
Okay, but Worthy's had this. He's had 7 points, 7.97, 16. Right? He's still getting involved, right? He's gonna, so he's got an okay floor because he got studs and he's got the ceiling, right? So, you want to do DK's fantasy points? Let's do that. It's atrocious. Let's see, where is he? Come on.
Great. We can find somebody other than Debo.
Okay. Someone else is going to have to find it. I'm going to move on. But okay, Matt Carmody, start 2.5 PPR with Sharps, Tyrone Tracy, Jaden Reed, Patrick Taylor, Darnell Mooney. This is tough. All right, Jason, anyone obviously in or out?
I'm going Tyrone Tracy. To start, he would be the first guy that I do. After that, I mean, again, we don't know Charbonnet's status at this point.
Let's assume he plays.
Assume he plays, I would start him.
Okay.
So double running back. Okay. Bry, Jaden Reed, is he out? Patrick Taylor, do we like? What do we do?
Jaden Reed's kind of burned a few people for sure. I think if Sharps is playing and Walker's out, it's pretty obviously Tracy and Sharps.
Okay.
If Walker's back, I might lean Tracy and Taylor.
Okay.
Both those wide receivers have kind of been falling, so I just don't want to catch them.
Hang on. I have DK's fantasy point totals from the last few weeks.
There we go.
From injury.
Brian, take notes. Okay, hit me, Jason.
So in the last 5 weeks, in order, 10.5, 7.9, 8.6, 6.9, 4.3. Okay. In the last 4 games, he is capped out at 4 targets. So that's the most he's gotten.
4 receptions. He's capped out at 4 receptions.
Oh, sorry. He's gotten he's had 9 targets in 2 of those games. 5 targets, 6 targets, 3 targets. He's had 4 catches. He's had 7 catches once. and no more than 5 catches any other time. And he has had no more than 70 yards in any of those 5 games.
Okay, we got to keep going. Otherwise, I love DK2. He's won me so much money in the past. All right, Furious, my man, subscriber of the year, 12-team full PPR QB, 4 points passing TD. Trust Mahomes was potentially bum ankle. Rodgers, May, Stafford. Okay, are we trusting Mahomes? We get Hollywood back. That could be a nice big threat. I mean, he's going to play. He's probably not going to run. Probably hand off a lot. What do we, Jason?
Yeah, so Mahomes is playing. And Andy Reid, today said he expects him to play. He's practicing full all week, so he hasn't really missed a snap. But I really definitely understand not entirely trusting him. He hasn't, been fantasy the greatest this year, but it is what it is. Again, if you're really looking for a high ceiling, I'm looking at Rodgers or Stafford. If you're really trying to shoot for the stars, I feel like you kind of know what you're going to get with Mahomes between this point, probably like somewhere between 10 and 14 points, which, the playoffs, I feel like you're probably going up against an Allen or a Burrow or a Hurts. You're going to need somebody to, get you over 20 as a quarterback.
And yep. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
So yeah, I like Rodgers or Stafford here.
And yeah, Rodgers is a QB 11, QB 4 last 2 weeks. Brian, can we trust in Aaron Rodgers? He's got his doc coming out.
I have Rodgers the highest at all 4 of those QBs, and then kind of going to the next one, I have Kyle Pitts over Strange.
Okay, yeah, I like Rodgers this week. It looks like he's coming on strong. Rams defense is terrible. It's not like Brees is going to run for 200. So you got Pitts over Strange, even though Strange just had a great game.
I'm just not a fan of chasing this late. I think Pitts is a better talent, and I do think Pitts' numbers looked a little bit better last week, and I think there might be something there with Penix.
Okay. You don't want to chase, but you're going to chase Pitts.
One Ertz note, though, he did practice today in limited fashion, no contact jersey, so he's actually trending towards playing.
Okay. Philly revenge game, but I'm not doing it. All right, next Furious question. 10-team full PPR. We need a flex. Jerry Jeudy with his bad QB. Cooper, who just got 0 targets. Quinn Johnson's going to get certained. Coker had that 86-yard. Or Jano. Is that JMO? Probably JMO.
Yeah.
Jason, these are all like kind of what should be studs, but there's not really a clear choice here.
Yeah, there really isn't a clear choice. It's kind of who do you feel like is going to have the highest ceiling? This is tough. I like Amari Cooper this week. I feel like he bounces back. That Patriots defense isn't good. I feel like he's due for a big game. So
Brian?
I actually like Amari Cooper here.
You gonna trust Cooper after a goose egg?
I don't know. I have Cooper in our league, and I have him, Coleman, and Ty Johnson that I'm like debating. It's like I know 1.5 of them will be good.
Yeah. Okay. What do J-Mo?
I like Judy probably.
Judy? Okay, Judy, yeah. I mean, he's been great. I mean, yeah, so the Dorian guy's got to throw it a little bit. All right, flex. Again, tough choices. So Cooper Coker, Kendre Miller, Jalen Warren, Tank Bigsby. Do we go with
Kendre?
Kendre? Yeah. I mean, Packer D's rush D's pretty good.
Yeah, but who's on the Saints at the moment that's healthy?
Okay, so fail upwards.
Yep.
Pretty
Jason?
much.
We're here for garbage volume. I'm riding with Kendre this week myself. Over guys. Yeah, I put a decent amount of fat money on him.
I'm starting him over Marvin Harrison in one of my leagues. So
okay,
I'm starting him over my guy Josh Downs.
Yeah. Oh, wow. Okay. All right. Kendry Miller. All right. Lonely Stoner 401. I'm sorry, my man. PPR. Should I start both Spears and Miller if Pollard and AK don't play, or keep Brian Robinson Jr. in for one of them? Okay. So Pollard's probably going to play. Kamara's out. Who do Spears over Miller? Brian, do we like? Because Ty just had 86 yards receiving, 2 touchdowns.
I'm not starting Spears if Pollard's playing. If Pollard's out, I'll start him over both.
Yeah.
B-Rob does scare me. That Eagles defense has been pretty stout recently. Like, not anybody really has been doing well against them. So,
Chuba Hubbard.
Sure. You're right, yes. But assuming that both are the starters, I'd play them both over B-Rob. And then I'm going McLaurin over J-Mo.
Okay. McLaurin over J. Really? McLaurin over JMO. Wow. Okay. So Philly defense factors in one, but not in the other.
Yeah, I mean they're going to be behind, so you got to throw it.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Quickly, we got about 10 minutes left before I got to go. We got a bunch of questions we got to catch up. So anyone, if you are on Twitter, jump over to YouTube, drop a question. We'll make sure they all get answered, or jump over to Discord where they will 100% get answered. Okay. Shadow is wicked. Okay, Jace, pick one for the flex. Rashad White, who's got like 4 out of 5, like top 15 RBs with only one Bucky miss. Jerome Ford, Kendra Miller, your spellings, or Patrick Taylor. This is tough. This is a lot of good options.
Yeah, this is tough. I actually like Patrick Taylor here. Good weather. He's going to be the starting running back and get most of the volume. Take the chance on Patrick Taylor here.
Okay. Brian, any argument for Jerome Ford, the Bengals D?
This is really close. Like, knowing my luck, I'd probably just pick the wrong one either way. But
Sure.
I think model says Kendre. Just due to volume.
Wow.
There's no one on the Saints that gets the ball.
That's true. It's true. I'm probably Jerome Ford, Patrick Taylor. I mean, Taylor's.
I think they all have higher ceilings.
Yeah, it's like who's most likely to score. The DTR vulture on the rushing touchdown scares me. So I'm with Jason, Patrick Taylor. Steven Amato, flex, Tyrone Tracy, Pacheco, Kendry Miller. A lot of Kendry Miller. Or it's all the same question. So do we like Tracy and Pacheco more than Miller and Taylor, Jason?
No, I'm going Pacheco.
Pacheco. Okay, he hasn't done a lot. Really, Pacheco. Okay, really.
This could be a heavy Pacheco game. It's at home. Mahomes is dinged up. This feels like a heavy run game for the Chiefs.
Okay, I think Hunt had like 13 carries last week, but this is Pacheco easy for you?
Yeah, I just think he's the best talent. He's on a team that should be up. I'm going there.
Okay. Kyle Stiebert audio. Watson, Worthy, no Pickens. Yeah, hopefully Pickens. But so Deshaun Watson.
He's out.
Yeah,
he's out. Jesus, poor. All right, so this is easy, right? We're doing. Watson, Christian Watson, right? I was thinking. I think so. It's Christian Watson, right? He's big play guy. He's on the field a lot. Right? He might only have one catch, but it might be 70 touchdown.
You have to Watson for me.
Yeah, it's Watson for me too.
Watson. Okay. Tracy. Okay. Tracy. Yeah, we got it. Use capital. Oh, or Tracy. Maybe the flex. We gotta go. Furious again. All right. 10 team full PPR in the flex. Judy Cooper. Okay, we already pretty much did that, right? 12 team. We already did this. We said what? Judy in the flex.
Yeah, you said Judy. I said Amari Cooper.
Okay.
Yeah, and I said Kendre.
Well, that's not very helpful then. Okay, I'll get back. I'll get you on Discord. Watson or Worthy? No, am I going backwards here?
Yeah, I think so.
No, they're repeats.
Standard need 3 of these 4. Support Ridley, Garrett. Support to a player I'm not thinking of.
It's probably a typo.
No, I'm just kidding. Well, yeah, if you have these 3, then you're going with them, right? Unless there's a second part to this question.
Yeah, who would support be? Sutton? No. Laporta? Yeah. Laporta? I don't know. You're going to have to help us out, Tyler. Oh, okay. Here we go. Cup, Ridley, Garrett Wilson, Marvin Harrison. Oh, all right. Brian, what are we doing? Your boy Cup. He's kind of getting phased out. We talked about his 6 for 60 and a touchdown last week, and he had 0 for 0.
He did. I'm still starting Cup over all of them. Wow. Marvin Harrison, he hasn't been doing much. I'm going Cup, Wilson, Ridley probably. Harrison just has not been fun for me.
You faded him early. I think I called you stupid week 1, and he looked great week 2, and that's been about it.
Well, he's like my 4th receiver on my best team, and I am debating and will start Kendra Miller over Marvin Harrison in the second flex.
Wow, Jason, you got Cup Ridley, Garrett Wilson.
Same thing as Brian.
Perfect. Okay. How many? We got this. Watson or Worthy Pickens out?
We just did this.
I know it's the 3rd time. All right, TS. Let me at least make the build. Oh God, the build up's still here. All right, Terry or Mixon. My brain's not working. Terry, McLaurin or Mixon in the flex, full PPR. Leaning Mixon, safe, projected to win by 20. Oh, I like when you give us the projected. I think you got to go Mixon here, right?
100%.
right? I know Mixon's had a couple off games where he's under he's like 2 yards to carry, but I mean,
Mixon's carrying that offense right now, or he has been from a fantasy perspective since even
Jason, what if he was projected to lose by 20? Would that make still the same?
No, I'm still going with Mixon because he could probably still get you 20.
Yeah. Okay. And then we got Mike Evans, McLaurin. Obviously, we're just Mike Evans. Mike Evans over almost everybody, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
What if Tampa was playing Philly and Washington was playing Dallas? Would we like McLaurin over Evans?
Nope.
No. All right, Evans all day. Oh my God, Kyle Siebert. We got you. We answered it. Watson, right? Yeah, Watson. Herbert or Mahomes. All right, this is tough.
That's tough.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess Herbert.
Really?
I mean,
they both got ankle injuries, so they're both high risk, both low scoring games probably. Mahomes, maybe the Hollywood, does that push it over? Maybe he, scores a touchdown, spreads the field a bit.
Just go pick up DTR.
Yeah. Go stream.
Okay. Okay, he says thanks. Furious Patrick Taylor forgot to add him. We'll have to get to that later. All right. That's starting Lad. I mean, you start Lad all day. Lad's great. I mean,
this is a Lad show. This is a Lad McConkey show.
Yeah.
Yes.
Who? Mike Evans, Terry McLaurin, Lad McConkey. Who are you starting?
Do we only get one or do we get two?
You get one.
Mike Evans.
Mike Evans.
All right, you get two?
Evans and Lad.
Mike and Lad.
Yeah, right? Or Lad all day. I mean, Quentin Johnson might get Patrick Surtain. They'll put Lad in the slot. The Chargers need to win this game.
You might get the yips. It doesn't matter who covers him. You just might get a case of the yips one night. It happens to him a lot.
Is he spamming us? Thanks, guys. No problem. Thank you. All right, it's Cup. Tyler Weiss says it's Cup.
Yeah, when we were talking about support.
Yeah.
Oh, support was Cup. Okay. We figured that out though, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Strange or Okonkwo? Oh my God. Do not stream this question. What are you doing? I mean, they both kind of suck. Strange just had his best game with Evan Ingram out. I mean, are you taking a chance on that?
Yeah, I'd lean Strange.
Yeah, against the Raiders.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Raiders. He's maybe their second option behind Brian Thomas Jr.
Okay. Yeah, I like that. I don't mind that. Scary though.
Televised.
Yo, Mr. Magic. Yo. Okay, we got to wrap up here because I gotta go. Jason, we bets. What do you like?
Okay, tonight. I like Cortland Sutton over 50 receiving yards minus 220.
Okay, that's it. Again, there's got to be a Lad bet somewhere.
This is not a great and I like the under. I don't know what the odds are for the under, but I like the under.
Yeah, 42.5. Brian, model. What do you like?
I mean, the two that look. I was just kind of looking at any time. The two that looked a bit attractive to me are Vidal's anytime touchdown and Javonte, just because somebody's got to score, and those are running backs who I think will get the volume. Okay,
but what are they even plus 300? Right? It's probably like plus 210.
Vidal is plus like 250. I like him a little bit more. I think Javonte is like plus 150.
Okay, gross. Oh, all right. So if Walker misses, which two? Charbonnet, Keenan, Devontae. I think so. Walker's out. We got to start Charbonnet, Keenan, Devontae.
Charbon, Devontae, yeah.
Sharp Devontae. No, Keenan's been great. That Minnesota. Wait,
kind of want Keenan here just because he's getting around 30% of the Bears' target share right now when he's available.
Detroit, Chicago, yeah.
Would you rather 30% of Caleb or 30% of Jalen?
I like Keenan's been great, man. Keenan's look at Keenan's game log. It's like 5 catches every game. Okay, we got to quickly. We got to do this and we got to go. Bills defense, Chargers defense. Did we covered this or close?
Yeah, we did Broncos. Bills or Broncos. I still like Bills.
I like the Chargers. Bo Nix just threw 3 picks. Brian, tiebreaker.
Bills.
Oh, you suck, Brian. All right. Caesar Angel. Hey, guys. PPR league. Start a wide receiver, running back, and a flex. Ladd, Devontae, Jonathan Taylor, Cook. Oh, we didn't talk about that Taylor touchdown drop. I'd love to see how many people lost their league because of that. Brian, quickly, what are we doing?
Start a receiver, a running back, and a flex. I'm going
Yeah.
Devonta,
Yep.
Ladd, and JT.
No James Cook. Even the New England rush D is terrible. Is it just because there's 3 of them?
Devontae
Yeah.
Ladd for me.
Devontae, Ladd, Cook?
Yep.
So no Jonathan Taylor?
No Jonathan Taylor.
Okay. No. Okay. Okay. All right. Last one. Bengals D or Falcons? Well, Brian loves the Falcons D. Brian, did you send this?
No, I just have both of these. No, I would go Falcons in this one.
Okay. Chase?
Falcons for me.
Falcons. Okay. I don't even. They're both gross. Okay, guys. That's it. That's our Thursday show. We got all your questions. If you didn't, jump over to Discord. Hopefully it's no Thursday nights. All right. Quickly. Strange or Juwan Johnson? Jason?
Strange.
Even okay. Juwan Johnson's their only target, but it's ugly out there. But yeah, so hit us in Discord, comment on Twitter. We're always there. It's the semifinals, right? Don't leave any point behind. Brian, worst of luck to you in the semifinals.
I started with the 1 seed. I'm going after the 2 seed next.
Oh my God,
we're doing it the hard way.
I might have to do a Netflix talk about your team. We got our Sunday show. Make sure everyone to jump on that. Give us a question because a lot of injuries, a lot going on, a lot of weird games. But all right, we got Thursday Night Football. Thanks, guys. See ya.
Happy holidays, everybody.